It's Friday. I'm doing great. Yes, I've been. It's terrible. Yesterday, I literally woke up thinking it was Friday, and I'm going like, "Oh crap, it's Thursday."
Yeah. Well, here we are. Thank goodness.
We are officially here on Friday. So yes, I'm very happy for that. I'm happy that this person is joining me here on the Buzzcast. This is the end of anniversary week for me. So what better way to finish it out with having Hannah Kepple on my show. She stars in Cobra Kai on Netflix. I mean, my God, everybody's talking about this show. It's amazing how so much traction has picked up with this show, after it being on YouTube Red and now on Netflix. Everybody's talking about it. It's like a whole new discovery hit once it hit Netflix. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh, we were incredibly lucky. I mean, we knew the show was special before when it was on YouTube Red, but ever since we've been on Netflix, the onslaught of support from everyone has just been incredible.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, it was renewed for a fourth season. If I'm not okay.
Before season 3 is even out, we're renewed for season 4.
I know season 3 comes out in January, I believe, yeah. and then it got renewed for season 4. I mean, that's a good feat. That's a good feat to have. Not many shows can pull that off to where they renew a show before their next season premieres. So the fact that you're now in that show is in that caliber, that says a lot.
Yeah, we're so excited. I mean, we've been holding on to 3 for about a year now, so we're anxiously waiting for the fans to see it, and now that we know it's going to be continued even further from season 3, it's super exciting.
So tell, for those of you that has not seen the show yet, which I think you should use this weekend to do so, check it out. Give them some insight on Moon.
Sure. So Moon kind of starts out as the sidekick mean girl, I feel like. She's friends with Sam and Yasmin. Yeah. And kind of as the show progresses, I think she starts really realizing who she is more and kind of more of her values. And she kind of stands up to the bullying. And I think she becomes an advocate for her friends, trying to keep the peace. She's very much against the karate because I think she associates the karate with violence and she wants everybody to get along.
Right.
So much fun, and she has some surprises and twists and turns, especially in season 2. So I love her.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about some of those surprises too that are going to be spoiler alerts for a lot of you guys if you haven't seen it, but we are going to delve into that. So if you haven't watched, cover your ears, cover your eyes, all of it. But I will say that it's very interesting how we're going to piggyback off of the bullying aspect of it, because I know Moon was with Hawk for a little bit and they officially break up because, as you just said, she wants everybody to get along and she doesn't want to go and fall into that trap of being with a bully, but also noticing the fact that he is a bully. How was that like to play in those scenes, especially seeing Moon evolve a little bit?
Oh yeah, I think that it's really incredible to showcase, especially to young people, that you can have an attraction and you can even love someone starting out for various reasons, and then as the relationship progresses, you either find out more about who that person is, or you start seeing some of those kind of negative aspects of their personality. Or even in this case, I feel like, Hawk, before he became Hawk, he was Eli and kind of a different person,
right,
on the outside. And so she was in this relationship with him. I think she really cared about him, but she saw him kind of progressing into this bully. And I think she realized, not only for his good, but also for her own good, that she didn't need that in her life, and she needed to call him out on being a bully. So I was really proud of her. I thought it was a great moment for Moon, and I hope to see more of her kind of standing up for what she believes in.
Absolutely. One of the things that I've always been an advocate for was bullying prevention. I still to this day always talk about bullying prevention, especially in October, which is bullying prevention month. And for me, just to see that in itself, I was like, I wish I had a Moon back then, when I was in school. I really did, because for me, I never had anybody that was able to come behind me, and you know what I mean? And Moon is that kind of person. So I looked at that and I was like, that resonated so much with my personal history. So I thought that was pretty, for me, I thought it was pretty awesome.
Oh, that makes me so it feels so good to hear, because I mean, it's so true. Sometimes it just takes one person to speak up. So I love Moon. I'm so excited for her.
Well, you should be excited, because one of the surprises that we're going to get into, which wasn't as surprising for you, but probably surprising for a lot of people who are watching, is Moon and Piper.
Yes.
That was very interesting, but also very intriguing. So, what was it like going into that story for Moon?
Yeah, I remember the writers coming to me before I got the scripts, kind of just letting me know what they had in mind, and kind of the direction of who they thought Moon was, and kind of what she represents. And I mean, since the beginning, I've been totally on board. I think she is an advocate for a lot of things, including bullying. But, I think she's a person who just loves who she loves, and it doesn't need to be categorized or put in any boxes. But I love how they are giving her the opportunity to have more depth and show different sides to her. And I was super excited when I saw Piper getting involved, because Moon loves who she loves, and she's all about
Yeah.
Inclusivity, and we're all equal. So I love
Mhm.
it.
We hope to see a lot more of you in this next season. I can't believe we got to wait till January. Well, it's not that far away.
It's right around the corner.
It actually technically is not that far away. We're in the stretch of the holiday season. That goes by real quick. So by the time Christmas is over, it'll be January, and it'll be like, oh, it's here. So then season 3 will be here. So that, I think that's going to be very exciting. How was it like on the first day on set? Let me even back that up real quick. How was the audition process for you first? Then we'll get into how it was first day on set.
So the audition process, I started auditioning in high school. I primarily did musical theater growing up, but I really felt like film was what I wanted to get into. So I think it was sophomore year, I signed to an agency and started taking acting classes, and slowly but surely audition. And I'm from a small town, so I always send in tapes. That's just kind of what I've been used to. And so it was just another email I got, a breakdown. It was like Ralph Macchio YouTube Red Show. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And yeah, I was super excited. Moon, it said she was like, a free loving hippie type, running with the popular crowd. And I was like, oh, that should be fun. So I sent in the audition, and it was a pretty quick process. Soon after that, I got word that they wanted to see me in person in Georgia. So I drove to Atlanta, and
Okay.
I auditioned in person, like a callback in front of the writers and some of the producers. And then a couple days later, I heard that I got it, and I drove back to Atlanta for the table read. So it was crazy. It was very fast.
Yeah, very quick. And then the first day was just, were you completely nervous, or was it just like?
Oh yeah, I'm terrified.
You were terrified?
Yeah, it was not only was it my first day on any sort of set, it was,
Sure.
I'm surrounded by these actors who've been doing it for years, and some their whole lives. So I was very insecure, to be honest, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I was so thankful to be there. And I mean, the cast and crew are just fantastic. They were super supportive throughout the whole process. They were great about answering any questions I had, and the first scene that we filmed was the car scene with Billy Zabka, Mary, and Annalisa, when we hit his car. And it was so fun. Like it was so much fun. There was no pressure, and I just had a great time.
How much of the Karate Kid did you know coming into it? Were you like, when you found out you got this part and how it connected to the Karate Kid, did people just wind up going, oh my God, the Karate Kid from '85 with Ralph Macchio? Like, were they giving you were they telling you like tales of the movie or trying to get you to see the movie, or like, did
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
Well, I've always loved 80s movies, and so I'd seen The Karate Kid, especially with my family, because my parents
Mhm.
loved The Karate Kid. So I'd seen the first movie. I have to admit, I still haven't seen the other movies yet, but I hear they're great. I need to watch them, I admit. Um,
I'll admit it too. I really I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of the other ones, but Karate Kid 1, the first one, that's really where my heart lies. So
yeah, I agree. I feel the same way.
yeah.
And I don't think that I watched it after I booked it. I think yeah, I we watched they had like a release of the film in theaters before season 1 came out, and so that was really cool. And I think they showed like either a trailer or maybe it was the first episode of the show. I can't remember, but it was so cool. We went and we saw the Karate Kid, and then I think it might have been the first episode because at the end, like the credits, and there was
Hmm.
like recurring character Moon Hannah Kepple, and it was just one of those moments where you see your name on the big screen for the first time, and I'll
Yeah.
never forget that. So that was really cool.
I think one of the things I love about how most of my friends who talk about the show, um, we have this me and my best friends, we have this group text going on about the show, and they just now started getting into it probably about a month and a half ago. And I just love the fact that they came into it and said, well, I guess they were expecting it to somewhat be fully Karate Kid, like basically like a separate Karate Kid following that premise. They love the fact that it sets its own tone in this series. And I was like, yeah, it does. And that's how you should watch it.
Exactly. Like it, of course, it holds the nostalgia of the original movies, and it has some of those original characters and continuations of that
Yeah.
storyline. But at the same time, we have this new generation of characters that
Mhm.
exactly brings its own tone. So it's fantastic.
Yeah. How have you been handling the quarantine life these past few months? What have you been doing to keep yourself entertained?
Entertained. Yeah, I came back home during the pandemic, so I'm in North Carolina right now. And I really decided to take this time to spend more time with my family. I really appreciate being home with them. I explored some new hobbies. I got a ukulele and I started painting. I, I worked on my singing for the first time in forever, and I kind of stayed off social media for a while, and that was really great for my mental health. And I
Oh,
watched a lot of
sure.
movies. Yeah, so I tried to take this time to take the time. We can't all be doing stuff. I think a lot of us have felt kind of stuck during this time, but it's a time to grow and focus on ourselves and our family members. And there's been a lot of negatives, but I think there's been some positives. Look at the silver lining of it all.
Yeah, I think you're right. There have been negatives throughout this entire thing, but I think one of the positives that I've experienced anyway is the connection that I've had with my family and friends during this time. While we couldn't see each other, a lot of our bonds have strengthened because of it. At least for me, anyway. And as you said, it was a time for us to grow and evolve as people. And I was able to use those few months, and a lot of people kind of reached out to me, going like, "How are you handling it? You're the most social person I know. How can you handle being in your house?" It was hard. It was definitely hard, but it was one of the things that I've noticed that I was able to focus on myself
Yeah.
and make myself better. So that's one of the things I will always take from this time that we've had sheltered in place with me, because I was able to fix myself. Not many people can do that.
And I think a lot of people probably needed that and didn't realize it, 'cause life's so fast, and since we were
Oh, for sure.
all forced to slow down, we were able to focus on ourselves a little bit more and our mental health.
I also use the time to try to binge watch television shows. So there was also that. I
Really?
binge. I had to binge watch this show called Schitt's Creek. I might have had to do that at one point. Maybe had to watch that show too, but also.
Exactly. I haven't seen that one yet, but I've heard fantastic things and I've heard it's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. When you have the time, that should be one of the things on the list. Like, I mean, seriously, like if I tell everybody, it's like, if any of you have time to sit and binge watch a show, that's one of them that you need to have on your list. Like, I'm always giving everybody these things because everybody asks, what do you watch? What do you watch? I was like, all right, here it is. So that is definitely one. There's one. That is the one right there. That is definitely one of my top 5 shows.
Then I will.
One of my top 5.
What are your top 5s? I'm curious.
Okay. No, yeah, put me on the spot. My top 5. Not in any order, obviously.
Okay.
Schitt's Creek is one of them. Okay. Sadly, it's basically old plus new, but Law and Order SVU is another one. This one is hard because anything Lucille Ball and I'll watch. So I'll say any Lucille Ball show will be in that realm somewhere. So yeah.
Of course.
I like my crime shows. I love NCIS. Okay. And Blackish would be my 5th one.
Oh, I've heard great things about that show. I need to watch that one too.
Yes.
I feel like I'm more of a movie person. I found.
See, I thought I would be, but in reality, I'm a TV person. I thought I would be a movie person, but I'm like, I'll see movies because everybody's like, have you seen? My boss would be like, have you seen any good movies lately? And I'm going like, I'm more of the TV guy. Like whenever a Marvel movie comes out, I'll go see it. Yeah. But I'm not really the one that's automatically going like, I got to see this movie when it comes out. I'll see a trailer. It's like, oh, I got to see this. I'm not like that. Yeah. Give me an old fashioned TV show any day, then I'll be all about it.
Yeah, just sit down and binge it.
And just binge it. And then what's worse is that when we binge it on Netflix, we just continue watching all the episodes and we don't stop. And then once it's over, it's like, that's it. What am I going to do next week?
Right. Exactly. It's 4 a.m. What am I doing?
Oh no, dude, I will literally binge watch a show until I can't stay up anymore. So I will be up till 4 in the morning. Only obviously on my days off, but all my days off. But I will be binge watching them until like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'll be going like, I need to go to bed. But you get so caught up in it, you just can't stop.
Exactly.
So I mean, I'm not just saying to everybody else, like, if that's what you want to do when you watch Cobra Kai, don't do it that way, but also do it that way.
To watch season 2 by the time January rolls around, so you can watch season 3.
That's what I probably should tell them. I was like, so this is what you should do when you watch Cobra Kai. Watch it once a week. By the time January hits, season 3 will be out.
It'll be perfect timing.
I was watch it like how you would a normal television broadcast show once a week. Just do it that way.
It's what is it like? I think it's 30 minutes per episode. It's not very long, so you can definitely do it that way, and it's a lot more manageable than just binging them all if you aren't able to.
If you aren't able to, or if you want to wait and like you want to have it spaced out to where once the 3rd season premieres, then it'll be right here for you. So yeah, I know I'm one of those people where I'm going like, if there's more than one episode, I just watch them all, and I'm just kicking myself going, man, now I gotta wait a year. Well, we hope that Moon will have more scenes and more story coming up in season 3 and in the announced season 4. I cannot wait. And we got to do this again for sure. Once the new season comes out, we got to have you back.
Please, I would love that.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you so much for celebrating my show's anniversary with me and talking Cobra Kai with me. It was great.
Oh, of course, and congratulations on your anniversary of the show. That's amazing, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Take care now.
Of course, you as well. Bye.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.